There are some more advanced things that you should know about using the brush tool. First of all, there are different styles of brushes to work with. If I go back to my brush options, you can see these are the predefined brush styles that are loaded into Photoshop when you first open it up. Underneath this first set of tools that look like regular paint brushes, these are the type of brushes that work best if you have a digital drawing tablet. Now, I don't have my tablet with me today, so I won't be able to show you the full range of these. But what these are doing is, and it'll give you a little preview of what it looks like, it's picking up on the direction that you're moving your mouse or moving your tablet, and it's also picking up on the pressure. Since I don't have my tablet loaded up, you won't be able to get the full benefit of showing what these will do. We'll make a later video about this. But in general, you can adjust the opacity, the size, and the angle of these brushes very naturally. Let's erase this away. Underneath the tablet brushes are these textured style brushes. A textured brush will allow you to quickly and easily paint a specific style of texture using your brush. And of course you can adjust the size of it, but not necessarily the hardness of it. This is great for adding texture to a painting that would normally take forever to do if you were just using a regular paintbrush. The final set are pattern type brushes. In Photoshop, you can use a pattern brush to quickly paint off the same thing over and over again. Let's make this one a lot larger so we can see it. You can see this one's painting a pattern of a leaf. Another fun thing to do with a pattern brush is that you can add scattering to it. And this is a predefined brush. Let's close that out. When I click and drag, very quickly it adds several leaves to the specific area. And you can have fun playing around with those, customizing those as you need it. Let's delete it away and go back to our normal brush. The final thing you need to know is the mode that you're working in. By default, I always keep my mode in normal mode. This means when I paint, it just gives me the color that I need. But if you change your mode, you can change how the colors will blend with each other. For instance, let's set it to multiply. If I was to start painting now and paint over something, it will darken in that specific area. What Photoshop is doing is it's multiplying the colors together and blending them in. So I'm not changing the opacity, it's simply blending the multiply mode. If I was to use, say, screen, these usually get lighter. So as I paint on top of it, I can lighten up the mode. This also becomes very apparent when we start changing the colors that we're working in. So in this case, a blue will give me this nice purple type of effect. Sometimes you don't know what you get until you work with it. Overlay, difference, subtract, all of these will give you different things than what you may be experiencing. I still have the color blue selected, but this is what the exclusion mode is giving me whenever I paint with it. Be aware of what your settings are before you start using your paintbrush. Make sure your mode is set to whatever you need. I usually keep it at normal. Your opacity is set to the level that you want, and you're also using the appropriate size. Final thing to note, just to give you a quick tip, if you have the caps lock turned on, notice that I no longer have the circle for my paintbrush, I have just a crosshair. This is a great way of knowing exactly where to get, but it often doesn't show you the size of the brush. So to turn it back on, turn off your caps lock, and now I've got the size of the brush that I'm working with. Also, if you want to customize your brush, this is what this little icon will allow you to do. It's located next to your drop-down menu, and it opens up the brush panel. With the brush panel, you can play around with some of the more dynamic things, and we won't get into it for this one, but things like spacing. If I wanted to draw a more dotted line or to space things out, this will allow you to customize your brushes and to save those customizations once you have it set to the way you like it.